So I started as a DSP, and then I became a social worker at both the school and Waverly. And then we'd already been talking about needing to develop additional programs residentially. We had a group of people living at Waverly who really were ready for something more, but weren't quite ready to live on their own. And then we also had people living at Waverly who were more impaired, more in need of support, so we needed something more for them, and rather than living in this big colonial with lots of stairs and all of that. So I worked with Ed Valenti around the development of those next two programs, which was the Latham Apartments and the Delmar House. And so moved into a more administrative role, which was at that time called a coordinator position, because it was just myself and Ed Valenti. So did that for several years. But really the tasks and what I was doing was very similar to what I do today. And then eventually moved into the director position, which has looked a little different over the years. And we grew the residential program since that time to be 38 houses now, with the houses we acquired during the merger, and then also the many apartments that we have. Although I have to say that during that time, I never considered myself just a residential employee. I always considered myself a Wildwood employee. So I continued to do a lot of work with school, worked very closely with other departments that we had people in common with, as well as other departments. It was really important to me to be a Wildwood employee. And so I really made an effort to get to know people in other departments, develop a good relationship, I hope, with other departments, and was a volunteer in many capacities. I was a Wildwood bingo caller and volunteer for 20 years. We used to do a Wildwood bingo fundraiser, and there were teams of us that would work every one Saturday a month, basically with a team, and then there were 3 to 4 other teams who would do the same. We sold these football lottery cards. I did that for at least 10 years or more, where we would sell these cards. People didn't have to know anything about football, just gave us their $5 or whatever it was, $10, and might get a check in the mail. What was kind of funny about it is I was always walking around with my blue cards to sell them to my friends, and they just see me coming and say, here's the $10, and then they'd get a check in the mail maybe once during the season for like $1.35, because the smallest prizes often got split between like 10 people, and it wasn't a big moneymaker for them, but it was a really big moneymaker for the agency. And I've always worked, with staff days and other opportunities that came along to help the cause. It's a hard question with 44 years worth of memories. Part of the problem is I can't remember a lot of my good memories. Other people say, remember the time? I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot all about that. That's a great memory. But some of my favorites, I'd say, are just really funny situations that would occur with some of the people that we support, when you just really felt that bond with that person, and they were able to achieve something or overcome something that was so painful for them or so difficult for them, and they did it. And just that sense of, wow, we were all in this together, we all did it together, whether it be me and the individual or the team of us and the individual. Those were the best memories. But then there's always the funny times, like the staff day when we used to have the tug of war, which has kind of become famous now in folklore and very painfully remembered by the HR department for fear of workers' comp claims. Because the two biggest departments are still the school program and the residential program, we had a lot of people on those tug of war teams, and they wanted to win. The impact you're able to have on people is incredible, and the relationships you form with the people. And there's really nothing better than when you work with your team and can really help a person to get their desired dreams, and achieve the things that a lot of people might have thought were never achievable for them. And so that's always been really the best part of the job. Probably what I'd want to first tell them: stick with it, don't give up. There's going to be hard days, really hard days, but I've always found a way to kind of not laugh at, but laugh through the tough times. That's what's made it easier. Still be here, that's certainly important. A continued and even deepened commitment to the people that we support and their families. I'd certainly like to see a very steady, happy workforce, one that's fairly compensated, one that is given the credit that it deserves, not necessarily by Wildwood, but by the state and other stakeholders nationally, to recognize it as a profession, and one that is worthy of the respect that it should have. And I think also to really see Wildwood as integrated as it can be into the larger community. We are in so many ways. But there's still a large group of people out there that when they think of Wildwood, they think of Wildwood School. And we are so much more than just the school now. And the school is a huge part of us, and it's a very important part of us. But not enough people still know, unbelievably, about who the rest of Wildwood is. And I think a lot of people like yourselves have made, a good dent in that, but it still seems to be a little bit of a barrier for us. I'm not sure why. I think there's so many things I want to miss about the Wildwood staff that are just so important. One is, their talent, their creativity, their commitment, which is so important. I've, met a lot of wonderful people across the organization. For our residential staff in particular, my heart is just filled with gratitude for the wonderful job that you all have done. You're the group that shovels sidewalks and paths in the middle of winter. You're the ones that have to drive to work in the busiest, craziest storms, even when other staff are able to stay home that day. You've cared for people, in their last days, with the love that any family member would provide. And we do become families to the people that we support in their homes. You have done the work that so many people don't find pleasant or comfortable, and you've done it with love and with care and great respect for the people that we support, and I can't thank you all enough for that. The other pieces that I will miss, the fun stuff, like my Latham colleagues. You've been able to allow me to carry on about my favorite team, always not successful, the New York Mets, and had a lot of fun with me about that over the years. I've actually toned it down a lot. You should have seen me about 20 years ago. And also, I hope I've helped you find a little joy in the world of sculpted butter. Butter lambs, butter turkeys, butter trees. Just one of the little quirky things that I have to, share with the people that I care about in my work sites. And another thing I just want to add is that people have said to me, you've given so much to Wildwood, you've been so much a part of Wildwood. Are you going to be okay when you leave? Are you going to be able to not move on, but how are you going to fill your time? So I just want to reassure everyone that I'm very involved with a lot of other things outside of work, which some people are surprised about because they're like, when do you have time to do those things? But I do. And I will continue to be very involved with some activities at Proctor's and other places. And I have a lot of friends I haven't spent a lot of good time with in a while, so I will be doing that. So I promise you all I will make good use of my retirement, and I will still stay busy, and I will hopefully have a wonderful life.